Hey guys, just thought I'd make a quick video about wrenches today. Now, when you get into maintenance at home or in the car, one of the first tools you're going to buy is wrenches. Okay, that's one of the first tools that comes to your mind. And there's different kinds of wrenches. So a lot of folks ask, well, what kind of wrench should I get? Well, the answer to that is, depends what you're working on. You're going to be working on cars. If you're working on cars made after the 1980s or 90s, is mostly metric hardware. So that means, for an example, things are measured like in millimeters. Now, this one's a 19 millimeter, okay? And a lot of old furniture, swing sets, older stuff is made with standard sizes like this, 3/4, okay? So it's measured in 3/4 of an inch compared to 19 millimeter, okay? So most of the cars you find today are millimeters. The bolts are millimeters, and some of the older stuff is 3/4. Now, you may say 3/4, yeah, it seems pretty straightforward, the straightforward size. But then they also have weird old sizes like 11/16 and 9/32. So you kind of have to understand how fractional numbers work to fully understand how those tools work, okay? But anyways, so what kind of wrenches do we have? Well, the most common kind of wrench is this. This is called a combination wrench, okay? And combination means it's got an open end on one side and box end on one side. This is called a box end, okay? So this is a 12-point wrench. It's got 12 points, and it's open end on this side. Now, what's the advantage of this kind of wrench? Well, most of the time you use the box end. Not very often you'll use the open end. 99 times out of 100 you're going to use the box end. And you want to get a 12-point because a 12-point makes it easier when you're under the hood. You just have to move the wrench a little bit to seat the wrench on the nut or bolt. If you have a 6-point, then you got to move it a lot. So this is the more common size. 6 points are not that common. The open end, well, this one kind of speaks for itself, right? It's got a little offset because if you hit an obstruction, then you can flip the wrench around and it's no longer on the obstruction. Okay, so that's why it's got a little kick to it. So this is a 19 millimeter. I picked large sizes so that you guys can read the numbers easily. But 19 millimeters is a relatively large size wrench to use on a car. Okay, most of the under the suspension stuff, most of the big stuff under the car is it's bigger sizes like this. Okay, now this is a standard combination wrench. Okay, well, it's in metric size, but it's a regular type. They also make a ratcheting end combination wrench, meaning this side has a ratchet movement and this side is open. Okay, this one's also 19 millimeter. So if you take a look at the difference, you can see one's got like a mechanical box end and one's just a plain old piece of steel box end. Okay, and this one of course is reversible. They make them non-reversible too, but this one's reversible, so you can flip that and then it goes the other way. You can flip the switch and it goes back this way, okay? These are nice. These are nice. Should you get these or these to start off? I would start off with these, okay? And there's more to that story than just that, so keep that in mind. So I would start with this. And in combination with the standard wrench, you want to get a socket wrench. All right, now what's a socket? Well, a socket is basically these things. And what it is that this is a 19 millimeter, okay? That means that hole in there fits a same size nut as this 19 millimeter wrench, okay? Now, but instead of moving the wrench all the time, taking it off and putting it back on and moving it, taking it off, putting it back on, moving it, when you have a socket wrench, the wrench does all the work for you. So you don't have to keep taking the wrench off all the time. You can just put it on there and you can just work the socket wrench. Okay. There's a huge advantage to this. They make these things in short handles and long handles and very long handles. And so no matter how tight your bolt is, you can get it off with a socket wrench. These things are designed. These sockets are made very, very beefy. I mean, I've never broken one. People break them, but they are very strong. Okay, they're made out of a special kind of metal, and they're very, very strong. So if you're going to work on cars, you're going to most likely need a socket wrench, metric sizes from, I would say, 8 all the way to 19 millimeter. That's the standard sizes. It's rare that you're gonna work on hardware bigger than that on a car. If you do, you're kind of getting into more advanced stuff like suspension, and in that case, just buy the bigger sizes as you need them. Okay, they make sets 20 through 27, etc., all the way up to 40, 50 millimeters. Okay, for axle nuts and big trucks and things. So that's just a quick summary of wrenches. Again, if I was going to start off, I would start off with a basic combination wrench and a socket wrench, 3/8 drive. 3/8 drive refers to the size of this square. It's 3/8 of an inch. So 1/8, 2/8, 3/8 of an inch. Okay, and it fits the drive of the socket, which is this hole here. That's a 3/8 hole, and so the two go together like this. Okay, and then you push it in. It's held in with this ball bearing. There's like a spring-loaded ball bearing right there, and you just push it and it snaps on, doesn't fall off. Okay, and then you gotta pull it to get it off. Okay, so wrench set, they're usually 10 through 19 millimeter, and socket set from 8 through 19 millimeter or 10 through 19 millimeters. Not too many 8s on a, you'll find 10 through 19 millimeter. So standard combination wrench, socket wrench, size of set of sockets, 3/8 drive from 8 millimeter to 19 millimeter. And if you get more advanced in the future, then you can switch to a ratcheting wrench, which is a huge blessing and very sweet to use. The big head doesn't always fit in all the tight spaces, so this one, you'll never stop using these. These you'll use all the time. But these are handy. So, hey, just a quick overview of wrenches. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any requests, just leave them in the comments. Thanks.